say Nuke, or Nuke is in level 1 black magic, and like heal 2 is in like basically if in the first shop it lets them change, and they are off. So we'll see what they get. Also, every single chest in the entire game is randomized. I think I forgot to actually mention that. But that's actually the important part.
That it would. For anybody.
Level 1 warp isn't bad, but there's no AoE at level 1. So, no AoE and no cheap weapon, but I guess Iron Hammer? This is
definitely the point where you really hope that tents are cheap.
I mean, Harm 4 is nice because it lets you... Marsh Cave is hard without Harm. With Harm, not too bad. So they're going to be... I actually wouldn't farm here. I'd actually try and go all the way to kill some like undead in the swamp, or in yeah, this is rough. Now, so one of the main things that makes round 1 different from the other rounds is that enemy AI and enemy spells are not swapped around. So you will not get imps trying to cast like Nuke on you, which isn't uncommon in the later rounds. So in the next round, their spells will be shuffled. So enemies that have spells will have random spells, but enemies that don't have spells will still not have spells. So it's not until round 3 where you walk outside of Cornelia and the imps decide that not only are they going to preempt you, but they are going to cast a Nuke on you. So, now, I don't know what party you go with, but I guess I'll let my bias be known right now. My bias is I love red mages, and I love thieves, and I love warriors. So my party is, and always will be, an open 1 thief, 1 warrior, 2 red mages. Unless, like, there's absolutely nothing in the level 1 magic shops, I will sometimes switch to get black mage or white mage.
Well, I'm very partial to mages as well. Either running 2 or 3. If I run 2, I'm probably running a thief, just in the lead position to try and mitigate a bit of the ambush encounters you can get.
Thief is actually pretty good late game, and his early game issues are like fixed in Randomizer. So, like, for people who don't know, run-in is completely and utterly broke in the regular game. Like, it doesn't make any sense, like, at all. It's like, I think like player 2 is related to like player 3's status, and player 4 has like a 1% chance to run because it doesn't have any values to go off of. Something like that. If you really want to know a lot about this game, you should, and if you like Final Fantasy 1, go watch Fiesel and Gyre's Final Fantasy 1 run from AGDQ 2017. One of the best RPG runs I've ever seen. And they pretty much explain literally everything about this game.
Just the amount of planning that went into those runs is incredible.
I mean, they literally just filled dead air with random statistics. It's amazing. And it's where I learned a lot of my knowledge about this game, because I was sitting in the crowd for the majority of that, and it was a good day. But yeah, so one of the things that normally make the early game go really, really fast is a AoE spell. So like literally any AoE spell would be good, and they don't have any. So hopefully Pirates does, but it is possible that they'll have no AoE for Pirates. Now this is round 1, so it's not as big of a deal. It's not really a big deal until round 3, because when the Pirates learn how to cast magic, it's a bad day for everybody involved.
That it is. We've had plenty of nice experiences on that front.
Oh look, the Pirates have nuclear missiles. This is a bad day.
And all we have to fight with are punches and wooden staffs. But that's an issue you can run into whenever you run a mage party. But you're still pretty much guaranteed to have at least some kind of usable spells by level 4.
Yeah.
At that point, you've already seen half the magic in the game.
I don't actually think it's possible to hit level 4 and not see at least one high level spell. Now, hopefully it's not the only one and it's at level 4, because then your mage party is pretty much screwed. But, which is why they're going for a more balanced party. Although, I mean, if you're going to have the black belt, I don't know why, especially with weapon stats fixed, you would. Or with weapon stats not fixed, because black belt isn't as good. He's his power level actually comes from fixing the weapon stats. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Last time I checked, it was that.
Actually, he has a higher critical hit rate without weapon fixes on.
Never mind.
So he's
Okay, well
actually
then,
better, right?
In that case, like either way, I think if you're gonna run, like, why run a mix of the two? Just run both as the same. But it's nice to have the knight in slot 1 because he can tank up a lot of things.
Well,
go ahead.
The difference is that without weapon fixes, the knight has an incredible critical hit rating with the later weapons because of a bug in the base game that when the game checks for a critical hit, instead of using the intended value, it uses the ID of the weapon in the weapon table. So a weapon like Masmune has a 20% crit chance instead of the 5 it should normally have.
Yeah, and that's actually part of the reason why Thief is also very good. There are some very high crit weapons like Vorp Roll, which you can literally find anywhere in the game. Although items, Slab this early on. Now, do we actually have a tracker, or do I need to pull up the tracker? I don't know if we actually have a tracker. So, 1 second.
I got you covered.
Oh, you got me covered? Cool. But yeah, this is essentially the base game, but with randomized chests and Black Garb's nice. I believe it lets you cast something.
It casts Ice 2 when used in battles.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, good. We have AoE. We're good.
Oh, they're pretty much set all through Marsh Cave right now, just with that one item.
That Ice 2, that's not a, as a weak. That's weak. Wow, that was fast.
We have a question in chat asking how long the average run of FF1 takes. For the base game, I believe the world record is around 3 hours. For Randomizer...
For NES, it's about just under 4. Just barely under as of recently. It's the GBA and PSP games, which have the run function that we've added into this randomizer, as you can see. That's around 3 hours, yeah. 2.5 to 3 hours.
Right.
Praise be to Nazir.
Fortunately,
yeah.
Fortunately, the randomizer has a bunch of conveniences to speed up the game quite a bit.
Specifically, it's subtle, but if you play vanilla and then play this, you'll notice it really fast. The transition screens in and out of battle are essentially 0. Which is nice.
So to actually answer your question, it should last around an hour and a half to 2 hours for these kind of settings.
He goes to Matoya from... Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's one of those things that you see runners do. So, some people prefer to go to Matoya before going to Provoca, and others will just wait until they get the ship.
Yeah, I do the Provoca because I'd rather fight the Sahagin fights because they are more experienced. It's pretty much my only reason. Is the experience is decent on the ocean. But yeah, so essentially their first... Oh, we have the TNT? Or what is that you checked off? Oh, we have the loot, right, of course. So, one of the first objectives is we need to get the TNT. Because we need to blow our way out of the area. If you know Final Fantasy 1, the first area, well, it's kind of locked out. Now, You are stuck in this little ring, and there's only there's only 2 dungeons. So unless you find the Mystic Key, like quest line, the crown, you will be completely stuck until you find the TNT. Now, the hope is that it's never in Marsh Cave, because we don't want to go to Marsh Cave until late, because Marsh Cave sucks, especially without scripts changed.
It is
found
just
Invis
completely...
2. That's good. That's a really good early find in Invis 2.
Definitely a nice safety blanket to have.
Only ice.
But you have accessible fast and temper. That sets you up for the entire game.
Does temper? Oh yeah, it's saber. Sorry, I always mix up temper and saber. Temper fast is no. Never mind. That's pretty good. We're pretty set. The black mage at this point could just like die at like level 15 or something that gives us like a decent amount, and then we can just turn him back on for the end game. It's like, okay, little mage, your time sleeping on the floor is done.
I don't know, if anybody's gonna sleep on the floor, it's gonna be the black belt.
Probably. But I mean, in that case, why aren't you using the thief? The thief is much better at sleeping on the floor.
We have ETAP in chat asking if a red mage could cast a level 1 nuke. Yes. Theoretically, yes.
Specifically, it can learn level 1 in this one because it can learn all level 1 slots at Cornelia. That's how it works. It's whatever slot the character can originally learn in the shop itself. That's how you figure it out. So it's a little weird with like Red Mage, because Red Mage learns a lot less white magic. So like you have to know which slots the Red Mage can actually learn. But yes, long story short, the Red Mage, the Black Mage can both learn low-level nukes and low-level ice 4s and stuff. 3s, I guess. Sorry for cutting you off. Go ahead. Stretchy's waving a shirt, bad guys. Yeah, low level fade is a big one. Life 2 is a big one. Cure 4 or 3 is nice.
Heal 3 is also very nice to find.
Or heal 2, since it works in this version.
It actually works better without the spell fixes, because it acts as heal 3 in battle instead of heal 2.
I thought it just didn't work. Yeah, that's a different spell. That might be a different 2 spell. It's just Invis doesn't work. There's one spell that doesn't work, if I remember.
Lock can never hit, and Lock 2 actually increases evasion instead of lowering it.
Oh, Lock. I really want to know how these buds happened. Has Nazir ever given like an interview on all the buds that got through?
Well, you know, if you look at it,
that's a thing, I guess.
It's an AoE.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, the game gets a bad reputation for having so many bugs, but I mean, it came out in 1986 on a really tight budget and a really tight schedule.
It was quite literally like the story behind the title is that this was going to be Square Enix's last fantasy game. It was literally like Dragon Warrior did not do well at all, and they basically bet it all on slightly better Dragon Warrior. And I think Nazir pretty much saved the franchise. I think he's from what I've read, he was from Saudi Arabia, learned programming in like the Middle East, and then moved to Japan to work for Square. Basically reprogrammed Final Fantasy, got it out, and well, now we got Final Fantasy. Ooh, Lit 3, there we go. We finally found a good AoE.
Cure 3 isn't that bad either.
Was Dragon Warrior? Well, I know that they weren't merged at the time, but it's hard to remember to call them Square. I guess at one point, yeah, they were rivals. Square and Enix were at one point rivals. That's weird. Also, this game is filled with tart saving. Yeah, like that's where a lot of the when the game doesn't read values, it's because they were trying to save space on the cart to like they're trying to take values from one place or the other, and it just doesn't work. Yeah, the original Dragon Warrior didn't actually do that well worldwide, and it was a big problem for Square because they put a lot of money into it. Yeah, it did amazingly well in Japan, but it wasn't making Square Enix money, like enough money, from what I read. Okay, so maybe I've heard the story wrong. Well, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Dragon Quest was actually incredibly huge, and at the time, Enix was a separate company.
I didn't realize that Enix had made Dragon Warrior. I legitimately didn't know that. I thought that Square had made both. My bad.
I'm pretty sure chat is never going to let you live that one down.
No. I've been living a lie. I know that Square Enix didn't... I remember the first game I played that was a Square Enix game. I legitimately remember when Squaresoft became Square Enix. It was the first game that I loaded up that said Square Enix instead of Squaresoft, and it confused me. It was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And it was one of the first games after the merge. I then went back, looked at what Enix had made, and then played every Star Ocean game in a row that was out at the time, so 1, 2, and 3. That was fun.
The good old age of, well, the golden age of RPGs, really, if you ask me.
PS1 to 2?
Oh no, before that. NES to PSX.
I see. We're talking when Square and Enix were like warring essentially, because they kind of were game wise.
So just a reminder, our runners are just looking for the TNT right now.
Yeah, they're going to be taking a very long walk over to Marsh Cave because it wasn't in any of the free chests, which are Matoya's and Dwarf. So now they have to fight their way through Marsh Cave, which if you know anything about this place, it's a little frustrating. Some of the enemies have a 90% chance to ambush you, and other enemies will poison you. It's pretty rough. Now, he does have harm 4 in the level 1 White Mage slot, so it's not too bad.
And the warp also helps, but it's still not a dungeon that anybody ever wants to step into if they can avoid it.
We generally avoid this until we're significantly overleveled for it, if we can. In fact, like if they get TNT, they might warp out. Depending on how depending on how they want to do it, they could warp out if they find it early. And I mean, there could be other items here. The worst case scenario is that you find Crown, because then it could be you might have to leave, then go check the Crown, like the Mystic Key chests, and that's not what you want to ever do. I've only seen it happen once, where the Crown locked the TNT away. Which is vanilla, but it's hilarious in the worst way.
Oh, a key lock TNT deep into Marsh Cave is always a fun thing.
Yep, TNT on vanilla key will happen one day, or vanilla crown will happen one day. Oh! I swear I don't know anything about this seed. I'm sorry.
Good old commentator curse.
I'm so sorry. At least they don't have to search for the crown, right? There's an upside to this, right? Oh no.
I mean, at this point, what do? Do you step out and just come back once you have the key?
Yeah, you warp in, come back with the key, and check the bottom. right? Because you can check all the chests. I'm sorry. Oh no, he's gonna go to the bottom. No, just leave.
I mean, I just bail out of there and go check.
I've literally only seen this once before.
It's like having the crown just opened up about 20 chests that are.
It's a lot of chests. This makes the game significantly more. Like, there's so much more you can check throughout the run too. But primarily in this section, there's so many chests in this section. Yeah, that's true. A lot of our FF1 runners literally joined because of the matches we had on this channel. They had no idea that this randomizer existed, but they came, they arrived, and now they're playing. I've been playing since like 0.2 something, and we're on like 0.4. I actually am the reason why we're on 0.44 and not 0.43. Go bug finding.
I remember patching that one. Yeah.
You remember that? So for people who don't know, we were in a race and we were trying different flates as we were experimenting for the tournament. And I had bad routing at the time, and I would go to Mystic or I would go to Ordeals early, because I thought, hey, they're easier dungeons. They have a lot of chests. I'll just do these and then go do all of the quote-unquote crystals, if you're from Link to the Past, dungeons. Ruby, what is this speed?
Sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
Seems that Shy has just picked up the Power Gauntlet, which is a very nice thing to find, especially this early. For those of you unfamiliar with it, whenever you use it in combat, the caster is going to get a nice damage and accuracy boost.
Let me create a invite to the Randomizer Discord, which is the general Randomizer Discord. You can actually there's an alerts channel, and you can actually be asked to put in a role for any races that you want to know: Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy, Zelda 1, Zelda 3, etc., Zelda 2 even. So I'll create an invite for that right now. But yeah, so I basically we set some weird flags, and turns out that one of the options in the randomizer program didn't do anything at all. The option to have ordeals opened up without crown didn't work. Just didn't do anything. So the only way that works is if you randomize the ordeal entrances as well. So I found that by accident. It's just funny. Jacob, like, people are telling me, no, you're wrong. You're just bad. Like, no, guys. I'm right here. Screenshot. It's not letting me in. Jacob was like, or not Jacob. Who makes the randomizer?
Entroper.
Entroper. Hey, it's Entroper was like, oh wow, this is embarrassing. I literally programmed this incorrectly. But here's the Discord link for the randomizer Discord. The Discord is primarily development and stuff, but there is a like SRL race announcements, and you can get links to like specific ones, communities.
Just like to take a quick moment to thank Fiesel for hosting us over on Speed Gaming. Particularly the showcase races we had over the past few weeks. That brought in a lot of new players and basically doubled the size of the tournament.
Yeah, this tournament was going to be very small up until that showcase race, and I actually recognized some of the people who joined up for this tournament. So this tournament was originally never going to be on this channel. That's where we ended up. It is also best of 3, just of note. So losing your first match in this is not the end of the world.
Yeah, something I am very thankful for.
Yeah. Because this is actually highly random. Now, it does mean that there's a lot of game to play in this. Because this is not short. It's going to be about 2 hours a run, and some of the later seeds could be, depending on how unlucky, like 3 hours. So, if don't be shy when you want to join and just ask for round 1 or round 2 seats. I feel like, Artia, do you think that we're going to have to answer how FF1 randomizer works a lot today?
Quite probably. Essentially, all the item locations, except those from NPCs, like the cube or the slab translation or the chime, are completely random. There are some sanity checks in place to ensure that the game is actually completable, though.
Yeah, as we call logic checks. Yeah, basically what he said. On top of that, all spells and all the shops are randomized, and all the items and all the item shops are randomized, including the bottle required to get the fairy.
Now, this being the first round, the flags are actually a bit more lenient and encourage vanilla game knowledge a lot more than the latter ones. Because enemies have the same skills and same spells that they have in the base game, compared to later on where everything is shuffled and you can face off against imps that will nuke you to death. Yes.
Fortunately, right now, every enemy is using their vanilla scripts and vanilla spells. Now, this actually has the side effect of making some places significantly harder than some of the veteran runners are used to. A lot of the veteran runners are used to places like Ice Cave. Not being that bad, because if you shuffle scripts and you shuffle like what they do, a lot of times you'll just get ghouls running away from you rather than trying to stun lock you. One of the major differences when we do start shuffling their scripts, or when we start shuffling their things, is their abilities change on their physicals. That's a big deal. When you start having goblins tapping you because they have stupidly high agility from the random and they're just one-shotting you because they have death attached, that's unfun, but also fun. It's, it depends on how you feel.
It's a Dwarf Fortress level of fun.
I step outside and have nukes thrown at me. Feels fine. Spiders with ice 2, spiders with ice 3. Oh, 2's. If I see a number 2 after an elemental word, I'm usually okay. Like,
live a little. Come on, toxic.
I have a chance. Toxic wolves, not like this. Toxic werewolves. Suddenly you get the team that had the multicolored team, the one with like all the different kinds of enemies, goblins and wolves and all that. Like each of them has a different like level 8 ability. Ever been XXX'd by goblins before? I have. Did they do anything with the puzzle game? No, nothing's changed with the puzzle game. Nobody wants to play puzzle game. Actually, I like playing puzzle games, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I boot up an emulator and just play the puzzle game. It's kind of fun. On PSP, not on NES, but so this is actually very strange. For people who don't know, normally we are long gone from this part of the game in 20 minutes. Like we're in the volcano usually right now.
But interestingly, though, with all the items that they've picked up, once they do find the TNT, it'll be interesting to see where the runners decide to go. Because I mean, right now you have Ruby opening up the Earth Cave.
Mm-hmm.
You could just beeline the volcano, as most runners tend to favor.
But you could also go to. You could also do. It might be safer because they have Ruby. It might be safer to just do vanilla and go straight for Lich.
It's definitely an option right now.
There, I think, are more chests as well. Volcano has a lot of chests, but I think it's faster to do Lich first if you have the item. For people who don't know, you normally maybe don't need Rupee because you can just float her to him, and we've set it so that certain flayeds are set in the game already, so you don't need to kill Lich to get the rod. If you don't know, and you would never know this until you play a randomizer, he just won't give you the rod if you haven't killed the vampire. Like, that's just a thing they put in place. This game, for as buggy as it is, has an insane amount of sequence break prevention. Like, insane. Oh yeah, if they find floater as well as TNT, you go straight for Crescent Light Degrade, and you start doing. I mean, you would almost consider going to Tiamat if you can, because you can level up so much faster if you find a good mob. Like I would check the mobs and see if there was a good tile.
Then again, with regular spells, Mirage Tower and Sky Castle are actually pretty scary for a low-level character.
Future Sight, in case you don't know, we are actually in weapons not being fixed, so Black Belt isn't as useful as he could be. Nope, the T-Lot door is actually something that people have known about because there is a way to get there. I can't remember how, but there's a way to get there either via like some kind of warp, similar to the credits warp, but people have known about that door before. So I know I've heard about it well before the randomizer. But it's quite funny. Yeah, there's some things that like that rod thing people would never know about without like literally hacking the game.
So both of our runners doing the logical thing, cashing in the crown right now just to check out all the
there's so many
chests.
free chests. Like there's like 5 in Dwarf. I hope that they find Excalibur and just have to sit on it for the whole game until they find Tail.
It opens up around 20 free chests that you can get to without any encounter.
Yep, it's pretty insane. And now we have it? Wait, did he talk to the prince? Does he have the key?
Yep, and now he's just going to check the back door. We've got a nice collection of chests there. And there's the floater.
Wow.
And the TNT.
The Elfin Prince was holding out on us. This is an interesting seed. I mean, they've... Wow.
So, right now, they have everything they need to go complete the game.
Nope, they need Bottle. They have to find the shop that Bottle's in. Which, I mean, they have access to all the shops. But for people who don't know, they're in Go mode. No joke, they're in Go mode already. I've never seen Go mode happen this early before.
I'm definitely expecting them to still open up a couple more chests just to find some gear for the late game.
Yeah. So they're in, like, they could end the game right now, but there's a lot of free chests you can get with the flight and the key and the ability to go anywhere. So they're probably going to go searching for some loot in some of the easier places, as well as they still need to farm, so they need some armor to do that.
Oh, we'll see if Bahamut is as generous a patron as he was last race.
I missed what happened last year's.
Basically, he had a ribbon, a bunch of key items too. It was an insane horde in the Zardia Islands.
Oh, okay. Oh, I saw Drayden Sword. That's not terrible with weapon stats not fixed. You could equip that Drayden Sword and farm a Drayden.
It actually has a really low damage range, so it's not an awesome pickup.
I think that I want to say that all of the those weapons, the beast weapons, etc. I think that they're silver level ish.
A bit lower than silver, but a bit better crit, so it evens.
Yeah. I knew that they were slightly better somehow. Like So about on average with silver in a way.
But still definitely not enough to get through the Temple of Fiends bosses.
Oh, we're those matches were showcases to build up hype and to get people to know that this tournament exists. So yeah, Phil's has made a very extensive webpage of stats and knowledge. Dashes the hopes of a pedestal seed. A plus joke.
On top of the
Hey, what is our equivalent of a pedestal seed? Is it ice cave?
No, key locked TNT with ruby required.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, it's having to double dip into Lich. You never want to do that. But sometimes because Ruby can be anywhere, including locked behind a location that Ruby can be in, I believe, any chest in the entire game. Literally. Like the literal sense of literal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually has no restrictions on where it can be placed.
Barring Temple of Fiends? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. No, I bet you it could be put in Temple of Fiends.
Not the past version of it.
No, I bet you it could. There's nothing stopping it. There's nothing stopping it from being not required.
No, the sanity
logic
checks. Yeah, it prevents any key item showing up in the past version of Temple of Fiends.
It should allow Ruby just so it laughs at you if you are checking chests there for some reason. I'm a little sad now that it can't be there.
But can't this game troll you enough as it is?
Never. We signed up for an RPG randomizer. We should expect the worst.
Yeah, just gonna take a minute to give a huge shout out to Files for compiling that guide and hosting it. And if you ever have any other question, I mean, hop onto our Discord and just ask the question. The community is really friendly. And like I said, we had an influx of new runners recently. So
there used to be it used to be rough to get one race together, and now it's like pretty common to see like 2, 3, 4 races fire a day.
Oh yeah, we used to wait around for an hour and a half just to get enough people to race.
Yep, I remember those days. It would be like, hey guys, we're gonna start a race at 11. Actually, I'm getting back from work an hour after that. Can we do that? Yep. It's good. It's fine. I remember doing that every once in a while. Hey guys, do we start an hour later so I can actually get in on one of these?
I hate to interrupt real quick, but the battle was in the second town.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so now, where is he going? Oh, he's going to Bahamut. That made sense. Oh no, never mind. I'm wrong. Where's he going? Oh, he's checking these chests. Okay. Right, this made sense. Now, nice thing about Final Fantasy 1 is you can actually warp in town. So you can actually warp like from here to leave, which is nice. Charge being his massive moon. Is there a list somewhere? Yes, there's a list of Flades. It's actually on, if you type in FF1R and you go to the challenge page, it gives you the Flades. Don't think it details what they are actually. That should maybe be changed, or there should be something that explains it. But if you download the program and input those Flades, it'll spit them out for you.
Yep,
it lists the Flades as like numbers and letters rather than what they do, because it's actually, there's a lot of features that go into this randomizer.
Quite a few. Basically, as rounds progress, seeds become more and more evil. stat scaling increases and spells and abilities get shuffled around.
We actually don't randomize the actual enemies ever, just what they do. So you'll never run into war mechs as you leave Cornelia. You'll only ever run into goblins that are 500% stronger than normal. And if that sounds terrifying, it's because it is. Because you'd actually be surprised how important killing the first few goblins are. Also, white screen! Or no screen, depending on what frame it decides to go on. For some reason, restreams do not enjoy Final Fantasy 1. But if you've ever played Final Fantasy 1 and you've seen that poison screen, you're a blessed person. I feel like Fiesel's going to intentionally avoid anybody who's in the volcano so he doesn't have to hear that sound. Fun fact, you can park in that desert in this version of the game. Alright, yeah, good play. Checking the caves.
Yep, Shy doing the
Ooh, Rune Sword. Rune Sword's not bad.
and has a nice crit rating. Oh, and Shy picking up the mass immune.
Nice, yeah, and for people who don't know, Mesmer can be equipped by, like, everyone. Like,
It is.
You don't even have to be, like, the right level. You don't even have to be, like, upgraded. He has all the money now.
Oh yeah, the mass immune is just leagues ahead of every other weapon in the game.
Yeah, especially when it's not fixed.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
crits almost 50% of the
There's
time.
a reason that on the most dangerous floor in the game, they take in the speedrun, they take like 30 extra steps to grab it. It's worth. I've seen runs rip on that floor, like just like to Tiamat. That floor is dangerous. Oh, one of the nicest things actually, I just saw a heal, so it made my brain remember. You can actually buy 10 of an item. It's beautiful. You get to hear that chuck music for a significantly smaller period of time, which is nice.
So if you were Shy right now, would you even bother checking more chests?
With what he has? I mean, did he check the islands? I would check the islands, right?
He has not.
I mean, I know, but you would, right? Like, it's too many free chests. If you could get Rat's Tail, like, that's huge.
I mean, his
What's up?
fighter's set, his black belt's set, his casters have enough to carry him. I
guess.
wouldn't really care about class changing.
So you think GreenCleric's making the wrong choice by checking all these chests?
I wouldn't necessarily say wrong, I just wouldn't do it personally.
Okay, fair enough. I think I would, but that's like I would only check like those chests on top of the like other Mystic Key chests, and then just go. I kind of like that he's just doing all of his fetch questing right now. Like he's just gonna go to all the minor stuff.
Then again, Cleric hasn't picked up a decent weapon yet, so for what he knows, he's doing just fine.
Yeah. Does Shy like what does Shy have for weapons?
Well, he picked up the Mass Immune.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah, Shy definitely. Yeah, you're right. With Masamoon, Shy doesn't need to check anything else. But I think I might like because it would be nice to have. No, you're right. Because I guess because I'm thinking with his specific party setup, I wouldn't. But I run like the double red mage stuff, so finding like Sunblade, Sunstone, or Sunsword is nice. Sunsword's really good. It's really good.
If I can pick up a Sun Sword, I won't bother looking for anything else.
Yeah, Sunsword's like the second best easily, right? I think stat-wise.
Third or fourth. But
Is it? Okay. It's so
Yeah.
good though. It's so good, and red mages can equip it. That's the part that's awesome.
yeah,
Red
the
Mage
awesome
is
part
good.
about it is the Red Mage can use it, but the Excalibur and Defense are still better.
Yeah, but they're knights only, and knights suck. So it means Sunsword's better.
Oh, Knights still get an insane amount of hit rating given them more
I know.
hits.
I'm joking. I really like red mages.
So do I, but I mean, without weapon fixes off, a Knight is just a no-brainer. They're just killing machines, basically.
I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. Look, cut them some slack. They didn't have that many like text lines. It's just really hard to make everything fit. Oh, also, if you've ever watched the Final Fantasy 1 run, yes, we're gonna be sitting at Adama for a while. Deal with it. It's not changing. Eventually, the Black Mage will die.
Most runners tend to favor power leveling on the Agamas right there.
There's sometimes, depending on where your routing brings you, like sometimes you end up in Ice Palace, Ice Cave, and you're like, oh hey, look, Frost Dragons are dealing like 2 damage to me. Time to kill these guys for the next year.
Yeah, or grind on the eye. But
The eye
since we're
too.
using base enemy skills, you definitely don't want to show up to the eye without any kind of death prevention.
Well, hi, I XXX. Oh.
Actually, come to think of it, I believe I'm the only runner crazy enough not to power level Agamas.
That's pretty weird. I mean, I don't do that very often. But I also haven't raced on round 1 seeds, so probably my bad. Probably do that in round 1. Like after that, I kind of say screw it, and dragons are my food. Usually the Zom Dragon. It's usually him. Poor Zom Dragon. I sit at that throne. He just wants me to leave. Just keep killing him. He can't do anything. He's undead already. Menu in Hell. Final Fantasy 1. It's a very, very good description of Final Fantasy 1. Does Katana have a lot of crit? I guess with the fits? Yes, Katana is amazing with weapon skills fits. Jeez. That weapon is so good, and it equips on everyone, so it's like... That's why I like running with Thief when... Like, round 2, Thief is gonna be... People aren't gonna run Thief, I'm gonna run Thief, I'm gonna win round 2. So that's my theory.
Well,
Go find an early Katana, throw it on the Thief, Thief's gonna start winning me the game.
yeah, problem with Katana is it has really terrible base damage.
It's true, but it crits every time. When you give it to the Thief. When you have a ninja with Katana, it's basically GG. I mean, I'm over exaggerating. I like weird comps. I also play games to have fun, so I know I'm talking about the ninja, not the Thief. I know he can't equip the Katana. Thieves have horrible equip stats. They are spamming warp a lot. Oh, do you ever farm the Fire Titans?
No. Honestly, I personally don't farm. I just soak encounters as they come. If it's an interesting encounter, I'll just kill it.
Fair enough. It's not a bad idea considering the flayeds we have set. We were just talking about Death Touch Imps and how much fun they are. What's wrong with shyleasia? Is that a stream down or is that a I've gone to the washroom? I stepped away for a second. Okay. Sometimes I'll farm the second eye Oh no, he doesn't have experience. No, sometimes I'll farm things and like I'll like sit on a floor that ends up being easy in Temple of the Fiends Revisited. Have you ever done that where you're just like, I need some more levels, and you find a floor that's like got nobody dealing any damage to you?
Yes.
Yeah,
On the later round settings, where we normally play around 200-220% stat scaling, you can run into interesting bosses, like Kraken or Tiamat can just...
Oh wait, there was a Sun Sword there. I didn't even notice. But he found the Massimoon, so it doesn't matter. See, this is where if he had a red mage instead of a black mage, he would actually... Yeah, no, if he had a red mage, jeez.
Oh, in the early game like that, just take the Masamune and give it to your white mage or something just to help you clear trash faster.
Oh, right, yeah, you can give it to white mage. Masamoon's so good.
Oh yeah, it's the best weapon in the game.
Like
Usable by everything.
I'm just saying, does it need to have some sort of equipped? It's not just rotted in his inventory. But yeah, these guys are probably in go mode, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, they might be shopping for a ribbon or two. But apart from that, I can't even imagine anything they want.
Did anyone check pedestal? No, but we somehow went into go mode at like 40 minutes and Funnel Hasting won. So it's gonna be a fast seed. This is good. I get to go to bed early. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the question about crit rates. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vorpal. It's Katana, Vorpal, some random sword, a few other swords, and Masamoon's really low on the list. Still good though, because you can give it to white mages. Do you kill or save Tyro? I kill everything, so... Except for the animals in Metroid, because fusion must be canon.
Definitely have to kill the Tyros. Tyro steaks are a phenomenally good source of protein.
I kill everything, except for the animals that make my favorite Metroid game, like, possible. I feel like that's reasonable. Down with the usurpers that are Super Metroid.
I'm sorry, Fusion is just not a Metroid game.
Yes, it is. So good. It's my favorite Metroidvania. That's not true at all, actually. I just lied. That's totally not my favorite Metroidvania. That might be... Aria of Sorrow, which was the first GBA one? Is that Sorrow or something else? Chess gonna hate me by the end of this cast.
It was indeed Aria of Sorrow.
It was, yeah. Oh. Circle of the Moon. Okay, now I don't know if it was if I'm gonna have to go rebuild. That's actually what I'm gonna do in October. I'm gonna do a castle. Here's my dirty little secret, gaming secret. I've never played an original Castlevania before they became RPGs. I've literally never played Castlevania 1 through 4.
But Castlevania 2 was an RPG.
Was it? That's good. I didn't know that. But I still haven't played any of the SNES or NES Castlevanias. I feel bad about it. Zelness? It would be a mistake if I did that. But I'm not in this race. It's weird though, like, I won't lie. My favorite genres go RPGs and then Metroidvanias. And then probably Mega Man X platformers, so action platformers. and like I've seriously never played. I actually have never played Metroid 1, Metroid 2, Metroid. I've played very little Super Metroid, and I've never played the original 4 Castlevanias. But I've played all the games that they spawned.
I'm not gonna lie, with you preferring Fusion to Super Metroid and preferring Mega Man X to regular Mega Man, never having played vanilla NES Castlevanias. My respect for you is dropping significantly right now.
I'm fixing this in a month, okay? I just need to practice for GDQ submissions, and I'll go play casual Castlevania. I'll fix my opinions.
As Amazing M. Faros is pointing out in chat, Metroid Other M is the best Metroid.
I think Amazing Ambrose is correct with his analysis. Oh geez, I'm so scared for Metroid Prime 4. Also, I feel like it's totally okay for us commentators to just completely talk about nothing while they're grinding Adrima, right?
Oh yeah, for those of you just joining us, we are in the Agama Grind Simulator for
probably
a
a good
few
10
more minutes still. Yeah.
Also menus. I hope you like that tin sound in the menu. Because you're going to hear it a lot. I blacked out for a second. What happened? Literally nothing.
A couple of numbers went up and a couple of other numbers went down. That's pretty much what happened. Shy should be leaving the grind spot soon, though.
Hey, Bardo is actually not even wrong. There are actually points in Other M that are fun. I played them. It's just got so much bad to it. Humble Simulation Bundle. If that's an actual thing and I didn't buy it, I'm very sad. Can we change it so if you kill a giant in a grind spot, you fast track the experience name? We actually have a huge boost to experience. They're earning 5 times the normal experience plus 500 on top of that. So they are actually fast tracking the experience gain significantly. Yeah, I think that was the biggest problem with Other M. It had the worst contrivance for why Samus can't use her unstoppable godly powers. And that's what Metroid Fusion did right, is it actually gave you a decent reason why you're, like, not literally able to just, like, nuke the space station. Because you would, probably, to stop that thing. That's just kind of terrifying. And here we are, first boss fight, Kari. Just gonna try to do something. It's probably just gonna die though. Yeah, it's kind of 764 damage. So this is kind of the rest of the game. They're gonna be hidden bosses in the head. Will that make the undead tile encounter? It is actually. That is a place that some people grind. If you have if you have harm 4 on like your red mage or something, and your red mage is actually part of your grind team, yeah, you do it. I've done it. Although it like takes significantly longer per encounter, so it's kind of weird to do, but you can. Yeah, I don't know who made this tracker in background, but the background changing is actually an idea from the Final Fantasy 1 PSP tournament, where we would do that. That was fun. That was a good tournament. I missed that tournament. My controller broke in the middle of that tournament, and I was favored to win the whole thing. Then I couldn't because I was trying to play on a. Literally, I mapped my X button to my LB button. That was not fun. And here we are. We're grabbing the rod. So Artia, I mean, they're picking. It looks like now Shyleasia is doing all of the little things. So they're pretty much even, I think. Is my co-commentator still here? I think I just dusted my co-commentator away. Hi, chat. Oh, okay, he actually sent me a message. Now I feel like he sent me a message like 2 minutes ago. I don't get messages because I forget to turn off streamer mode. Look, I'm just getting all of my bad opinions out of the way early so that you guys... Oh, we're still checking chests on GreenCleric's side. GreenCleric, what are you looking for? There's nothing you could want. I guess ribbons. Ribbons would be nice.
Yeah, ribbon's definitely always an interesting safety blanket to have. If only to survive the first turn of Tiamat 2.
Yeah. Which from LTTP wants Autiel, but she needs to attack to get it. I like this meme in this chat where somebody mates a multi-game. I still want Fiesel's idea to become real. He had a brilliant idea like last week, and it was you just combine the first 4 Legend of Zeldas into one game randomizer. For people who don't know, LADX is the 4th one. And it was like, people were like, well, what do you do with all the side-scrolling parts in Zelda 2? And people were like, that's in link to the, that's in LADX. LADX also had side-scrolling.
And technically in Zelda 1 as well.
Technically in Zelda 1 as well. Those rooms are in Binding of Isaac as secret rooms. Because that game is literally just the original Legend of Zelda, but as a weird roguelike. I have way too many hours in that game.
We have one of our tournament participants, Meowt, in chat, pointing out that if you have access to wall, you don't really need to care about ribbons. I would tend to agree with that.
That's a good point. That's true. You know exactly when the Insta-Death's coming, hopefully. If you have that knowledge. I do because I run the PSP version, and I know what every enemy can possibly do to kill your run. Literally every enemy can kill your run, by the way. Except for bulls. I've had my run killed by goblins before. 3 ambushes in a row on my way to Cornelia. Nothing I could do.
And as we pointed out earlier, GreenCleric is showing off one of the features of the randomizer here, where he was able to get the rod earlier, usually in the base game, you need to kill the vampire, then leg it back out of the Earth Cave, go see Sardia, come back to the Earth Cave to then be able to remove that tile that was just past the vampire's room. Mercifully, you don't need to do that in the randomizer. You can just pick up the rod as early as you want.
Well, as early as you find Ruby or Floater, which in this case you found both in the same place. That was a good marsh cave. Oh no, Floater was in a locked chest. Whatever. Why are we still checking chest screen? I didn't even know he had a name. I learned something new about this game today. Who's the... Okay. I don't know what the meme is, but I know it's a meme. Somebody should explain it. Maybe Feasel will pipe up and explain it. There's apparently a guy in a room in that cave with the guy who gives you the rod. But he's not there's nobody who's actually there. What is this meme? Who are we saying hi to when we enter that room? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay. Gyre does it sometimes when his run is dead. You're correct. You do not normally have a warp spell at this point, so you just have to slowly walk away.
You could sail to Crescent Lake and pick up level 6 spells if you really felt like it.
Well, let's see, 7 randomizer went. That would just randomize all the materia? Yeah, that would be cool. I'm guessing the fact that game's so popular, I feel like that's probably been done. Rumpus Room! Thank you, Feasel. Yeah, what's Rumpus Room?
Yeah, unfortunately, even randomized, you're still playing Final Fantasy VII.
Wow. That's not inaccurate. And I feel like we can both agree that Final Fantasy VII is overrated. Go back and play it without nostalgia glasses or speedrunning glasses. It's a good
I
speed
agree.
game.
I'm sorry, Kefka is just a better villain than Sephiroth.
Okay, let's not getting ahead of ourselves here. On Kefka. I have feelings about FF6. It's a good game. Good game.
The guy blows up the world just to see what happens.
Well, he blows up the world so he can rule it. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He had it planned out. He's not as insane as he acts.
Well, GreenCleric has made his way past the official boss of the Earth Cave and is now going to one-shot Lich.
It doesn't make sense to randomize games unless they have progression items. Not true! Final Fantasy 9, Tactics, and 10 have great randomizers, and all they do is randomize equipment and skills. It all depends on the style of game, honestly. I think almost every game could be randomized successfully-ish. Nah, MTI. Kefka there's an NPC that says that Kefka killed like 70% of the world. Or something like that. He actually did legit kill the majority of people. That's why you save after every orb, kids. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we've all made the mistake of taking that one step outside of a dungeon and wiping.
Oh, shadows. Shadows shadowed. It's a shadow. Shadow. Shadows.
That's a lot of shadows.
Mm-hmm. Marsh Cave knows a lot about shadows.
And now we have GreenCleric heading over to the Waterfall Cave to pick up the cube, which is the last item he needs to officially finish the game. But since it's not randomized, I mean, it doesn't really count. You always know where it's going to be.
Floater and chime are always in the same spot. Same with the translation. And the fairy always ends up in the same spot once you open the bottle. Our game restarts to swap party. Yes. If you go into your first town and you see the equipment there, or the spells there, and you see like level 1 nuke, and you just want like to throw like 3 red mages in your party because that's good. You can do that. That's absolutely okay in open party. You can do that actually. Oh no, I saw a bat. We're gonna have a friend. Yep, you can absolutely swap. I've seen people switch by town. I've seen people switch their team at town 2 before.
I personally wouldn't, because that's a huge time loss. But
Well, it depends on the setup, right? Like, I've been to town 2 in 5 minutes before. Go Newt costing $50. Literally just walked, grabbed the 2 items, talked to him, got decent encounter life. Just walked there. It was nice. It was a nice trip.
meanwhile, on the left side, Shy has just swatted Lich away.
Thorhammer! Thorhammer is actually like pretty hype. It's always nice to see. It gives your white mage like actually decent stats.
It just gives you the ability to cast Lit 2 whenever you feel like it too.
Mm.
That's its main use.
It is. But I mean, if for whatever reason your white mage actually has levels, sometimes she can hit something over the head with it.
It's a particularly nice find heading into the Sea Shrine, because most of the annoying encounters down there are actually weak against lightning.
Yep. And those things aren't changed in this. This is a very convenient shop, having heal in the first slot. Hey, we found Fade! Hey, it's level 7, so we can't actually use it, but we found it.
Well, you might be able to get 1 or 2 casts out of it, just a Hail Mary if something happens to your primary damage dealers.
Can white mages learn level 7?
Yes, they can.
Oh, I thought that they could only learn up to level 6. Huh, good to know. Vanilla Ice 3. Pretty much. That's pretty much the reaction you get. Oh, the famous guide on advice for Marshine in a Nintendo Power Guide was actually just buy 99 heal potions.
When I was a child, that's the part that made me thankful for having a turbo controller.
I was poor. I couldn't afford Nintendo Powers. My grandpa owned Final Fantasy 1. I don't even know why. He didn't play video games. I don't know why he had a NES and Final Fantasy 1. There's no explanation for this in my family. I've asked before. Nobody knows why my grandpa had that. Well, it was my first RPG. Yet ghosts are really strong.
They have one of the highest base attack damage in the game.
They're one of the encounters in the PSP version that like legitimately terrify you, even though you're literally stacked with post-game equipment. Because they are unrunnable, they are somewhat fast, and they can actually one-shot your party. So...
Yep, they get even more dangerous with the stat scaling.
Suddenly 500%. Oh, you spent your level 50 with your knight in full defensive equipment? That's nice.
Not to mention just the fact that the NES version is significantly harder than the remakes.
Yeah. Nah, I used to visit my grandpa all the time. That wasn't like a bribe. I just played it at Christmas. Once. It was nice. This console got better, the games got easier. Tell that to 20XX. Jeez, that game's hard right now.
So as GreenCleric makes his way to Kraken, I'm gonna start taking bets on which of his party members gets one shot.
Oh, Kraken. You're adorable.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Did he just warp by accident?
He just discovered why you never put exit in the first spell slot of a level.
Oh no.
That's gonna cost him a fair amount of time, maybe letting Shy catch up.
Why are we still checking chests is my question.
You know, both of these runners are relatively new. You can't
Yeah,
really
that's fair.
blame them for looking for some extra gear, either ribbons or dragon armor or something like that.
You did the top of Sky Castle ones. See, I'm gonna type in the chat what I would do if I ever did that. I think I spelt it wrong, but you guys get the point. If I ever exited out of the top of Sky Castle. No, Oxio! Oh no!
Oh dear.
As Fiesel's like, it's now it's a race. Oh. It's a mistake you only make once. Thor's hammer. Yeah.
Just like forgetting the crown once you get into Temple of Fiends.
Oh. I've done that. You go all the way to that door and it's just like, nah. And then you're like, I forgot to check Mirage Tower. It's always Mirage Tower.
Oh, it's 20-minute go mode. Let's go for it. I'm good. And then you kill the Phantom and get to that door.
Yep. And yes, we said Phantom, not Phantoon. Shush, you Super Metroid runners. Yeah, Thor's hammer is a great pickup before this dungeon. Light? Oh yeah, it casts harm. Of course. Harm 2, I think. Phantoon, or as I like to call it, the dead souls of GD2 Super Metroid runners. I went there. I hate getting the OTL. It's so far. Yeah, you need to actually release the bottle. Luckily, you can do this literally anywhere in this version, so.
Oh, looks like Shy's
I know.
got a bit
I
of
sorry
issues.
if you. I meant by this version. I did mean NES, not like vanilla versus PSP, etc. The remakes have a cutscene.
Just one more reason why the NES version is the superior version to run this game on.
I would say that if the RNG wasn't like atrocious. Although I guess GBA is the same. The only version that isn't RNG is PSP. And then Game World Record in PSP is literally RNG. So
I'm sorry, if you're using MP to cast spells, your game is wrong. It's not Final Fantasy 1.
hey, it made sense. Like to keep it for Final Fantasy. At least they kept it for Final Fantasy 3 and 2, right? That's a good thing. I like Final Fantasy 2.
Right, so for the second time, place your bets on who's getting one shot.
Oh no, we have Invis. They might not get one shot.
I have faith that Dan can still take a dirt nap.
We are just spamming invis. Aw, nobody's doing that attracting one. Man, that's unhype. Oh, what are you doing here, Sea Troll? I've never seen that before. We found the real boss. Thank you very much for the subscription with your Twitch Prime, Neoburn. Thank you for giving Fiesel fake money. No, it's actually real money. All of you should use your Prime tokens on Fiesel, on this channel, right here. That was a good debated. Just like, one step. I think my co-commentator's gone again.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the fact that you're right, it wouldn't have been as funny if it was just the one guy. Have you ever seen that? Like an enemy like in the two spots before a crystal?
Oh yeah.
Oh, never seen that in this version. In PSP you have to walk around the crystal to get to the warp. So it's a little bit more common and less hilarious.
GreenCleric being a good guy and running away from the Tyro. That's unfortunate.
Has anyone ever lost track of the airship or ship at all in one of these ones? No. Well, maybe, but like, probably not.
Well, once you have the airship, you stop caring about the ship entirely.
Oh yeah, the airship in this version is completely useless. There's a reason to have the airship in PSP, and in all bosses, I did lose track of my like sea ship in all, like that was unfortunate. Completely forgot where I parked it. Contrary to popular belief, it is faster if you have an airship to just airship and walk that really long distance than it is to boat. How I know this? Unless it's significantly different, like encounter rate, and oh, that's actually something we didn't mention. Encounter rate and stuff is randomized. We randomize the encounter seed, which is normally static upon launching the game. So that's a thing.
We normally do that, but that's not actually accurate for the first round.
Wait, really?
Yep.
I should,
the
so you're telling me
encounter table is the same.
You're telling me I should go learn the step route then?
It can definitely save you from a few gas dragons and Temple of Fiends, yeah.
Time to go learn the step route. For Temple of Fiends, probably is the only one that needs to be learned. Hey, Aegis Shield. I don't think we can equip it, can we?
As they haven't found the tail yet? No, they cannot.
Oh, don't stop. Oh. I guess he's hoping to find Tail in one of the last dungeons on his way. And then going to upgrade for safety. Not a terrible play.
I haven't noticed if GreenCleric has picked up any ribbons yet.
don't think either of them have. So here we are. We are done that long walk on GreenCleric side. Dun 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 dun. Good music. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like now I want to go in the step route for TOFR, the hard reset step route. I'm pretty sure that's how they do it in the like regular speedrun, so I just have to watch like Gyre's VOD. That'd be super useful.
Yeah, the step route for Temple of Fiends is definitely useful. The unrunnable encounters there are incredibly dangerous.
How would you like to be gassed? No, Mr. Gas Drayden, please. I don't want to gas.
No, I find Tiamat is bad enough with the gas. We don't need any gas dragons.
I watch Gyre every night before as I go to bed when he streams every single night. He's how I go to sleep now. He's so good. That used to be a specific other Final Fantasy 1 runner who doesn't stream anymore. But you know, it's fine.
I can't place who you're talking about right now.
Gyre's good. I like Gyre. Gyre's voice is very soothing. It's a very good late night stream. Okay. Shyleasia is losing a lot of time checking chests. Hey, we found a tent. Well, I understand it. Being new, it's like pretty nerve-wracking because you don't really know how powerful you are. So I did it. Man, the backgrounds on the stream look really cool. Right? Like, who made this layout? This is really good. It looks really good when they're in the right dungeon, and like, this looks good.
Oh yeah, huge shoutouts to Ben Glasstube for all the work he put in on the layout we're using right now.
Yeah, it's so good. The fact that I can change it. There actually is a quote-unquote final boss that hasn't been determined yet. There'll be like exceptionally hard seeds, and it will be a showcase run by the tournament winner. One run solo character run through the game. I think Flades are to be determined throughout the tournament. Oh, you made the remote control. I didn't. I wasn't sure if you did or not. Don't worry, Feasel. For the Isaac tournament, I got that covered. Actually, somebody else has that covered. You won't have to program anything. Oh, power sword, or was it power glove? I can't remember. It was power though. Power is a good word.
Chat pointing out that Shy has apparently found the tail.
Oh. Hey, it was worth it, quote unquote.
Can't say I'd bother with it, but maybe he really wants the extra protection for his knight going into Temple of Fiends.
He really has to just go into go mode now, in my opinion. If he to make that at all worth it. Because the power boost is not insignificant. Can you only do the class change once? Yes. Yeah, the tail is to upgrade to master. Master is the big deal, especially post level 25. I think is where it starts to scale exponentially. Is it around 25?
There's a breakpoint at 32.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, and there's another one a bit earlier.
Right
I'm not. I hate black belts personally, so I'm not familiar with the earlier breakpoint for them. But yes, the class change actually doesn't do anything for the black belt except lower his magic defense on level up.
What?
There is a hidden stat in the game that's your magic defense, basically giving you protection against binary spells like XXXX, rub, stuff like that, and also lets you resist spells, making them half damage to you. Now, each character class has a set amount that they get per level, but the NES version being a completely bug-free game, the Master actually loses quite a bit of his magic defense per level on leveling up.
Huh. Interesting about Master. Thank you, everyone. But yeah, as the tournament progresses, every round, every time they win, they get to pick one less party member. So you better know how to use Thief properly, because eventually you'll probably be stuck with one. Yeah, these are best of threes. These are best of 3 matches. They will be. So keep that in mind.
I'm definitely hoping to see a 3 forced thief party.
Time to search for the Vorpal, Katana, Masamune trio. That's the only way you're winning that seed. Not Katana. Katana's the low-level one. Vorpal... Or is it... No, it's Scimitar. Scimitar's the slightly better than iron, but not as good as silver. But your thieves can use it, so you're fine.
Yeah, the thieves can't actually use any decent weapon.
No, they can use scimitars and Masamune. Scimitars are decent-ish. They're better than silver daggers. Yeah, Thief totally benefits from Tail.
Oh, definitely. I'd still rather have a knight, personally. But
Yeah. Suddenly, I can cast magic. Does it give more? I mean, the only benefit is, I think, like, Knight will know a heal spell. I think. And then there's a heal spell at level 1. Maybe it was just harm, though.
in the vanilla game, there isn't really that much that's interesting for knights and ninjas to learn, really.
Well, I mean, in Randomizer. I mean, for, like, the party right now. The Knight can learn, like, low-level magic. Sometimes you get a Knight that knows Fade, and that's always nice for the end game.
Well, just getting the heal 3 for them in this particular race would definitely help.
Now we are in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, as it's called. We're still checking chests. This is actually angering me. I am irrationally angry about this. Yeah, Knight's knowing Ruse is, in vanilla is actually pretty useful when you're playing casually. How do the randomizers work? The randomizer randomizes for this seed. It can randomize essentially everything that the enemies do, all their stats, the shop's contents, the shop's prices, and then your spells in the magic shops, etc. The main thing that shuffles is every single chest in the world is shuffled amongst each other.
Yeah, Purity in chat pointing out, while the Knight can cast Ruse in the base game, you still have the defense sword that casts it on use, so you don't...
When you're playing casually, the game never tells you that that you can use these weapons as items. So, for a lot of people, that's not There are good reasons that some of these things are happening. You gotta think about the casual audience that know literally nothing.
True. It also doesn't tell you what Ruse actually does, so...
It's true. No, doesn't it? It says something. It has a message. Uh-oh, VS is gonna die on, Oh no, he's good, he's good. So we are in Temple of Fiends, and he is progressing. He's on the earth floor.
Hopefully he remembers to heal up before stepping on Lynch's trap tile.
Oh, please. Please do. We don't want to see that death. Because he still knows Nuke. And he will throw it at you. Okay, good. We're good. Really, just the... Wow, gee, does he even have life?
I don't believe so.
Oh, that's risky.
GreenCleric taking the long way around on his menuing there.
Trying to figure out what he wants to do. Oh! Okay, so he was significantly weaker than he normally is?
Yeah, Lich just pulled North Korea, just having the threat of nuclear weapons, but not actually causing any harm with them.
That burned almost as little as Kara does. Shyleasia finding her way to the Mirage Tower. Tyro!
Debating
Kill it,
whether or not to
kill it.
on Tyro Flesh.
Does Shyleasia know that she's behind? Is this...
Meanwhile, GreenCleric making his way through carry 2 without too much trouble.
Oh, Shyleasia does... Tyro! Tyro just wants friends. Oh no, she doesn't know where the... Oh, she never got the chime. Oh.
Oh, that's
Wait,
unfortunate.
no, did she? Yeah, no, never mind. Never mind, she must have. She just forgot where it was. Okay, you have to go up. It's okay. Run. 3 of them.
That's on the lower end of things for Temple of Fiends, so he's actually pretty lucky on that unrunnable encounter.
Yeah, that's not like 9 water elementals. How does one even for Tyros? The game very specific accidental step routing. If this was an all bestiary run, this would be a good day. Now I just want to see Warmech, please. So now carry 2. Oh. Beefy. Oh, what the? Do you see that damage?
That's really on the low end of things for Kraken.
I mean, 200's not something to sneeze at. I mean, 600 crit from the Knight's pretty good.
Kraken 2 is one of those bosses that can pretty much one-shot anything.
Yeah, especially if it gets scaled up even a little. If it gets scaled down, though, because of how high its stats are, it can be kind of a pushover. Because, you know, but that they actually kind of works exponentially, because that's how percentages work. Like, if you make a, like, imp 50% weaker, it's 50% of 1 is still 1, and when you math that out...
The way the randomization works is it's not the entire mob that's scaled a certain percentage.
Yeah, I know, it's different.
Every single stat can either be higher or lower.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, is like that for an enemy like Imp, it doesn't affect as much as say an enemy like Tiamat or Kraken, where it affects it quite a bit. Although I think there are hard caps to prevent, like, well,
Tiamat showing the black belt where he shouldn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Fast, Power Glove, Invis, Temper.
Now, while GreenCleric actually has a sizable lead right now, Tiamat just decided that he wasn't having any of that. We still have a run here because he has no means of resurrection, and Chaos with his vanilla spells is actually pretty scary.
Yeah, vanilla Tiamat, whenever you see somebody randomly cast, like, Ice 4 on you, you know that suddenly you're fighting Chaos in, like, a different spot. But in the randomizer, when you don't randomize spells, suddenly now you have to worry about him one-shotting you.
GreenCleric is definitely in a bit of trouble right now.
Yeah, this could open it up for Shyleasia. Especially with how hard that Tiamat fight will, like, that's a gatekeeper if I've ever seen one. Does he not cast Ice 4 in this?
No, the damage spells stop at 3.
Oh, whoops. Whatever. I think that's PSP where they cast, he casts Just Spell. There's a version I think he casts Just Spells in.
Chaos casts Cure 4.
Kraja. Yeah, you're right. He casts Cure 4, Kraja. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking of then. Lit 3, only 100 damage. I say only.
Oh, he
Okay.
is in all manner of trouble right now.
So
And
2.
he's not going to be doing any damage with that either.
No. It's over.
Oh, Shy is definitely still in the running.
Oh, crits can still apparently hurt.
Yeah, nowhere near enough to get him down in time,
No.
though.
Oh no. That wasn't Troll Chaos, that was Troll Tiamat.
At this point, I'd seriously consider just finding a wall spell or a ribbon or just something that'll help at least another party member survive the Bane.
Yeah. You have to go through the whole temple again. I mean, this is what Randomizer normally looks like, honestly. Is Temple of the Fiends Revisited Simulator.
It's not that bad with the first bit of
Maybe-
settings. You
Maybe
just
Shyleasia is gonna have a Maybe Shyleasia's slow and steady check literally every chest strategy will work.
he also picked up the tail, so he might class change, and just with the Aegis shield, his fighter's going to be able to survive that Bane, which is pretty much the only dangerous thing in the
Yeah.
Temple of Fiends.
Bye, eye. Oh, spiders. Oh, he's checking the he's checking the side chests.
Oh, that dragon armor would be a nice pickup if you could class change. For those unfamiliar with the items in Final Fantasy I, the dragon armor gives you resistance to all 3 major elements. So between a dragon armor and an Aegis shield, your knight doesn't really need a ribbon.
And he's moving on. He has to luck out, basically.
That is correct, hey Bardo. I highly doubt that Cleric will go shopping for a tail. It was in Sea Shrine, and nobody
Yeah.
wants to go back there if you can avoid it.
It's such an awful dungeon. Too many unrunnables.
Apparently the gas dragons have been paying attention to what they eat right now. That was a very low level of poison from them. It's one of those unrunnable encounters that you do not want to run into. They have an ability that hits the entire party for an outrageous amount of damage.
Doesn't that one-shot poison?
No,
No, you're right. I'm thinking of toxic.
there are two poison attacks, I believe. One of them just turns you to stone, and the other one deals around 200 damage.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a spell that one-shot that was like poisonous. Well, we were both runners struggling with an encounter. Well, struggling with encounters of some kind. Although maybe less so on shyleasias. That just, I mean, you're okay with those two being dead at this point?
Yeah, the AoE attack that one-shots you is actually toxic.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right. It was toxic. I said that. Cool.
Thankfully for the runners, the odds of running into it, during the first round is very, very, very slim.
Very slim.
The only monster that can have it is the Iron Golem on Tiamat 2's floor, and it has a very low encounter rate.
Yep. Tiamat 2 has it as well.
No, he has Bane, which essentially is the same thing,
but works a lot less often. Which one's the one that's like a health threshold? You have to be like under a specific health total for it to ever work. Is that XXX?
all the instant death spells.
Oh, okay.
So both Rub and XXXX won't work if you have more than 300 HP.
Oh, XXX is under level 30. That's what it is. Okay. Cleric is probably gonna farm. That would be a good idea.
Well, doesn't look like he's going for that.
No? What's he doing in the menu right now? Wall? Why? Oh, okay. Confused. I believe wall would protect them if the wall went off. The problem is that he wants to test Invis to make it so that he probably wants to test Invis once, then wall.
Wall would protect one of his characters against the Bane. Well,
And
it always has
Invis
a...
reduce. Yeah.
There's always a slight chance that it'll still work through protection, but I mean, it's so small that you can
You just throw your controller and quit the game forever if it happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, item menus in Final Fantasy 1.
Well, the problem with that, though, is that the wall has to go off before the Bane, which is never guaranteed either. Having the ribbon equipped is just a guarantee that your character is probably safe from it.
Agreed. Good old original Final Fantasy, and you can see this a lot on this channel, Speed Demon 2, and then old of the Randomizer Mania channels, and who knows, maybe Speedrun's live Twitch channel. All the things. And if I sound a little bit tired, it's because I am.
Well, let's see if Shy can validate his run by fighting a war mech. I don't know about you, but I always hate crossing that bridge.
Which one?
The
yeah. In this version, it's so annoying. It's got like a significantly higher encounter rate than anything else. I think it has the highest encounter rate.
Honestly, I can't comment on that. We play with random encounter tables so often that I don't even remember what the base games is like. We have Haiku type dropping some knowledge and saying that yes, the Bridge of Death actually has the highest encounter rate in the game.
I remember that from the thing. Do you? This menu noise is special.
Well, let's see if Kraken's going to be as much of a pushover as he was last time. Shy definitely doesn't want to miss anything. And Cleric takes down Kraken again without too much issues. Well, place your bets, folks. Who's dying this time?
Well, I hope he does survive, because I think winning is good. Oh, that was a decent hit. Oh, he is walling. Oh, thunder. That's not good. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, we're good. Am I okay, bro? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm tired, that's about it. And this is my third cast or like involvement in a match tonight. I had totally different plans tonight, and then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do all this. Feels good. I like helping. I should have napped though. No Bane first attack. What kind of seed is this? The seed that We get to see Tiamat have a bajillion health, apparently. There we go, he's down.
Well, assuming
Oh no, I hit
RNGesus
my hand.
Assuming RNGesus is merciful, the GreenCleric should have this pretty easily. I mean, with 4 characters up, Chaos isn't much.
Shyleasia, just go to the temple feet. Please.
Oh dear lord.
There was like a point to it for a while that I could defend, and I've lost it now. I can't. I don't know. I mean, new players, and that's understandable. And this is race 1, so like, Shyleasia should like still win. Like,
Yeah, I mean, we have to keep in mind that both of these runners are very new to the community.
But as a commentator, I still feel the need to at least mention it if they watch it again. Like, they are a newer player, MTI, but I still gotta point out like when, like it's a complete mistake. Buying heals, that's fine. You should do that. You should definitely, before going to the Temple of the Four Fiends, buy 99 heal potions. Unless you have like level 1 cure, like heal 3 or something. Don't do.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
with these
true.
settings, though, you should definitely be well on your way in Temple of Fiends by the hour and 30 minutes mark.
But I mean, it's understandable that like Shyleasia's going somewhere. I don't even know where anymore. And it's just like you have to point that out because. And there it is. Chaos is down.
Yeah, just like that, GreenCleric takes his first win of this best of 3.
Shyleasia is good at PUBG. I don't own PUBG. It's like $40 billion in Canadian dollars, like every video game right now. But yeah, GG GreenCleric. And this is fun. I like casting this game. Commentators is awesome. Yeah, I'm. That's actually pretty much it. I wish I had this seed where like I had go mode at 30 minutes in Final Fantasy 1. I would have been so happy. I never get seeds like this. I always have to check like 90 chests.
Let's see if we can get GreenCleric in here.
How does one randomize a true story-based RPG like Final Fantasy? Well, in Final Fantasy 1, it's not really very story-based. It's pretty open-ended if the items are completely randomized throughout the game, and that's what this is. We randomize all the items, we randomize all the spells, what people can learn, how they learn them, experience, etc., etc. It's actually pretty fun. Randomizing RPGs is really fun. It's different than randomizing like Link to the Past or Metroid, but still pretty fun. Do we have Shyleasia or GreenCleric in? Oh, Shyleasia seems to have stopped. Does Shyleasia not realize they can finish?
At this point, he might not want to.
That's
I
fair.
don't know.
But it's so free. They do randomize how long it takes Chaos to... Oh, the actual fade out. That would be funny. No, we actually split on the Chaos is being terminated line, so that would be unfortunate. Try taking a forfeit's fine. Yeah, there's no shame. No reason to waste your time this late into the night.
I'm just trying to get both of our runners in here for a post-match interview.
Yep. Tiger Brew, a lot of the bugs were fixed. Warrior is like the second best when you fix weapon stats. I think Black Belt's a little better. Thief steps it up and is like on par with the mages. So, oh no, I lost the page. I don't think I have powers to move people. I do. Hey, look at that. Hey, look, I can move Shyleasia in here. Hello, hello. Hello? Push to talk might be on.
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
I had to
So
assign
you
a
were,
button.
you were very close to ending. Like, you could have gone to Temple of Fiends and won that pretty easily. You're just tired and didn't want to finish? I'm not sure where you are in the world, for example. So it's understandable.
Well, the thing is, I got wiped out in Marsh Cave, and I
Right.
had the feeling I was behind, so I had
So
in Earth Cave, I had to choose lose some chests and go straight away, you know?
I know that you're new. I'll point out you and actually GreenCleric both had all the items required to beat the game pretty much at like 20-30 minutes. So you checked way more chests than me or the other or Tia would. Now we've both been playing this for almost a year now. I've been playing for about a year. I don't know how long for Artia. So it's hard to recognize. I mean, I know that when you start Randomizer, it's hard to know when you're ready to go. Once you were done farming Adama, you guys were farming Adama at the same time. You both were ready to just go. So it's just like advice, because remember, you're not out. You still have possibly 2 more games against GreenCleric. If you win the next 2, you still go on in the winners bracket. So just keep that in mind. That's the only advice I'd really give as a runner's run this for a while.
Yeah.
You recognize like there isn't actually that many items that you need.
No.
Especially in this round, class changing is bad. You technically don't want to class change with black belts in your party because it actually doesn't give you a benefit. So like next time, like just check less chests. That was really the only thing. Like you were checking like literally every chest when you could have avoided, like, say where you got tail on the top floor. You could have avoided those chests, the mirage chests. That's about it. You did fine actually.
Yeah.
You were only like the Temple of the Four Fiends wasn't that hard. GreenCleric actually died, and we thought if you just went, you would have done really well, and possibly caught up at that point.
The thing is, I was searching for like 2 ribbons, and I found one in because you can never know how hard Temple of Fiends is, you know.
Well,
So that's
in round 1, their spells aren't randomized, so you know which ones will auto kill you, and it's just types, and that's about it.
yeah. Well, thanks for the tips. I will do better next round. But yeah, I should have skipped the mermaid part in She's Shrine as well. But I needed to go straight for the boss there.
I mean, as we were saying earlier, given the fact that both of you are relatively newcomers, I mean, I still think you put on a good show for our viewers, a solid effort. I mean, 2 hours for some of your first runs is really not that terrible.
Yeah, again, you guys did great. Like, especially considering like its nerves too. It's totally fine. Like really, congratulations on getting like to that point and not really having many stumble points. You did great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
And I started like a little more than a week ago, so I had a huge.
Wow. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, you're doing fine then. Your next one will be great. I'm not being brutal.
I'm my PB is like 1 minute, 1 hour and 53 minutes. So
Yeah, that's actually a good PB. Depending on the flights, that's a great
Yeah.
PB actually. Like, you want sub 2 hours is a good PB. Like, what flights were those?
yeah, go ahead, Artie.
No, we just
We
brought
pulled in green.
GreenCleric.
Yeah,
Congratulations on the win.
congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
So, how do you feel about your run? To both of you, Green, Shy, how are you feeling after this race?
Well, To be honest, I had a lot of nerves and I made some really terrible mistakes, like wiping on the wizards in March Cave. Costed me like 10 minutes, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You were both pretty much neck to neck at the Marsh Cave point. What happened is you kept checking chests, whereas Green eventually just went to Temple of Fiends and started clearing it with a lot less resources than you. Ran into a couple of issues, but still managed to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, no, GreenCleric 201 like is great, especially for a newer runner. Like, it's sometimes hard to get like a 2-hour time. So like both of you did fine. Like I don't mean to come across as harsh. I literally said not terrible. That you guys did great. I thought that you guys both recognized that you both farmed at the right times. You both had good parties. You both did the equips right. Each of you had a death that was a bit of a stumble. The exit, if you want advice, never put exit on the first slot. Even if you don't intend to use another spell in that spell level, buy another spell and put it in the first slot. It's super nice. I can't remember who did it, if it was Shy or GreenCleric, but I think it was GreenCleric, teleported out of Tiamat. And that sucks. But that's a good way to avoid it. Put another spell in slot 1 of wherever exit is, even if you don't intend to use another spell.
I had actually a few sheets ago, I had the same thing happening to me, illness. So I am more care about it now.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. It really does. I bet you, like, literally every runner has probably exited at the wrong time. Like, even vanilla runners, like, have probably done it.
Yeah. How about next game better for me?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you guys, it's best of 3 double elim, so even if you lose, you could still win the tournament. There's nothing stopping you. The tournament's going to be on for a long time. You got a lot of time to get ready. Don't feel like you have to rush your second round if you want a few more practices either. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I think in the start it was we almost had 0 magic AoE to farm, you know? Like, we only had the black shirt, so it was kinda... I was rethinking about my strategy there for a moment.
No, yeah, that was rough. Like, I even said, like, oh no, this seat's being rude, and then it suddenly gave you... And then I even said, and I'm sorry for jinxing this, I said at the start, I've only once ever seen the crown be before TNT, and then it was. So sorry about that, because that does make it a lot harder. But it turned out the seed was fine. The seed gave you everything you needed to beat the game really, really quickly, including Mazamune. So, like, I'm jealous of your seed, actually.
Yeah, well,
That was a fun seed.
it was a really fun seed, but also I kind of hate that seed, you know, because of the slow start. You have to rethink everything. But I'll practice more and I will improve for the next match.
So who is next? You can check that on the schedule. I'm not actually sure. But we are the last anything speed gaming today. So come back tomorrow. I think that we're good. GreenCleric hasn't said much. Do you want to say anything? I feel like we've asked you questions and you've stayed silent. You should check your push to talk button.
Well, while we're waiting on Green to sort out his audio issues,
Fair enough.
just take a quick moment to thank Fiesel again for hosting this race on Speed Gaming. Be sure to follow both of our runners.
Yeah, thank you, Fiesel, for hosting.
Yeah, no, of course, always. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you to that
Also,
one dude who subscribed.
And if this race has given you any kind of interest in the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer, be sure to hop onto our Discord. Like I said, we have quite a few new runners showing up. We have a bunch of races going on daily, and people are generally pretty friendly. Like any question you have, just ask it. You'll get an answer fairly quickly.
And this won't be the last time we do this tournament.
Oh no, we have many more matches to come. The next of which is actually tomorrow night between one of our organizers, Zardia, and Azrael Ravenheart at 8 p.m. here on Speed Gaming again.
Did that spot get filled, by the way?
Not yet. We're still waiting on that one.
So I guess I didn't want to say this mid-match, but if this really, really interests you and you think that you can do this, there is one open spot in the tournament. Join the Discord. I'll paste the link again. This will lead you to a Randomizer Central Discord. I guess I'll make a thing for the regular Discord. If you join it, message one of the tournament organizers, and if you really want to, it's first come, first serve. So there's one open spot in the tournament. Click on that Discord link, join, ask Zardia or Etsice Blue, and if you ask before anyone else does, then the spot's yours. There's one open spot in the tournament because somebody dropped out. So congratulations. Yeah, seriously, that was a great run. 201 is fantastic for a new runner, Green. So it sucks that your mic's not working, because I wish I could hear you. Because yeah, no, it was a great run. It was a good seed. You guys both did great. Like I can be a little. I just give advice. I'm not meaning to be harsh. But thank you both for running, and Artia for being co-commentator, and everyone for watching. I think that we should let everyone who wants to go to bed, including myself. Unless GreenCleric has his audio fixed.